Hello and welcome. Heather here. Today we're going to talk about spiritual leadership and how it differs from traditional leadership. Spiritual leadership gives us the capacity to guide with deeper values, with integrity, and with purpose. So, what is spiritual leadership? Think about it like this. It's leading from the spirit of something rather than the result of something. To illustrate the concept, let's think about this for a moment. A basic human action that we all take in the leadership of our own lives: feeding ourselves. Would you agree that there are better practices in feeding ourselves than in others? Of course there are, right? If we fed ourselves every day with a triple cheeseburger and pizza and sugary desserts, it would impact our body and our ability to lead our life, correct? Absolutely. As opposed to if we're eating vegetables and lean proteins and treating our body the way that it needs to. So it's the intention and the integrity in the action that we're taking. Oftentimes, people wait until they've gained 20, 30, 40 pounds before they really start to hone their leadership in the practices of feeding themselves. The spiritual leadership is up front, the integrity of it, knowing that if I eat a triple cheeseburger every single day, that it's bad for my body and I shouldn't do it. Not just wait until it's a problem. We don't just wait in our marriage until someone's cheated on us to realize that we're not treating our partner right. We don't just wait in our job until employees are quitting to figure out where in our leadership practices we're going wrong. It's in the spirit of what we're doing, the integrity of our actions, day in and day out, everything that we're doing. That's spiritual leadership. That's where we need to get to. Leading from a place of value and integrity, not from a place of results. We don't wait for the employee engagement ratings to tank before we do something. We don't wait for our budget to be cracking at the seams before we do something. We don't wait until our revenue is tanking to do something. Spiritual leadership is up front. Once it shows up in the numbers, in the data, the issue is rooted and it's established. Spiritual leadership is about doing the right things based on integrity and value. In doing the right things, the results will follow. The numbers and the money aren't the guide. The numbers and the money will show you the results. So if the numbers and the money are good, you're doing something great. You've been doing something great for a while. It's deeply rooted. It takes a while for everything to show up in the physical though, right? Things start in the spiritual. Spiritual leadership is leading from a place of integrity and not just waiting for problems to surface. When let's take a marriage for example, when there's silence in a marriage and there's no communication, there's an issue that's been rooted. That doesn't just happen overnight. Some practice within the marriage has gone on long enough that now you have a physical issue that you're seeing. So, how do we get there? How do we get to a place where we're leading from the spirit, from the upfront, the spirit of something? And when I say spirit, think of that word in conjunction with emotion or mood. It's all the same thing. Like if someone has an angry spirit, they're experiencing anger emotions, right? Or an angry mood. So spirit is just kind of another term for our emotions, really. And we want to be on the positive side of the spirit, not on the negative side of the spirit. We want to be on the positive side. So emotional intelligence and really understanding the state of emotions, that is key in spiritual leadership, because our emotions are very similar to the instrument panel in a car, right? They will indicate when something is wrong with the motor. When we have an emotion, a not positive emotion, something like anger or anxiety or fear or sadness, it is your body alerting you to something. And if you pay attention to those emotions quickly and address them quickly, the issue doesn't become rooted and cause a physical problem like weight gain or marital problems or problems in the business, depending on how long it's been going on. But a lot of times people try to hide their emotions or cover them up. Our emotions are our body telling us exactly what we need to do. Our bodies are super intelligent. All we have to do is listen and act. Our action is the most important thing. You can recognize the emotion, but if you do nothing about it, well, you're in the same boat. So you have to recognize the emotion and then act upon it. Figure out, what is that emotion telling you? What is the intelligence lying in that emotion? Why am I angry? Why am I anxious? Why am I fearful right now? Why? What's happening? When you get to the root of that emotion and steer your actions, you'll see quick change, quick results. If you ignore or mask those emotions for long periods of time, it is much more difficult to correct. It takes a lot more time. Once it shows up as physical problems in the body or physical problems in your marriage or physical problems in your workplace, the issue is more rooted. It takes more time to correct. If you handle it the moment that it surfaces and ask yourself, what is this saying to me? You can correct a lot quicker. Here's another thing to keep in mind: empathy. Have you ever yawned because you saw someone else yawn? That yawn isn't telling you that you're tired. We have these things called mirror neurons in our brain, and they're related to empathy. It allows us to empathize with someone else's emotion so that we can react and we can help support the other person. Have you ever cried when you watched a movie or screamed at the TV screen during a football game because you were mad someone missed the throw, the catch, whatever? I'm not a football girl. You aren't actually physically feeling the emotion. You're empathizing with the person that's experiencing the emotion. So, emotions can be tricky. They're not always only our emotion. But when we're feeling them, we have the ability to take action in some way to help ourselves or to help the other person that's experiencing the emotion. We have the ability, and our body is asking us to act, asking us to react in whatever way, for whatever shared goal, shared purpose that we have in life. Our bodies are, I apologize, that was loud. Our bodies are extremely intelligent, and they speak to us all the time. We just have to learn how to listen. And the more you fine-tune your spiritual leadership, the louder that internal voice is. It allows you to steer much quicker. So, fine-tune your spiritual leadership by honing in on your emotional cues. Figuring out, what does it mean? What is this emotion telling me? Why am I feeling it? Why am I sad all the time, or anxious all the time, or fearful, or what's happening? The best way to do that is through meditation. And again, the more you hone this skill, the faster it comes to you. And you will develop religion. People coincide spiritual with religion all the time. And really all religion is a set of practices to maintain a certain spirit. Okay? So eventually, as you fine-tune your life, you will have a set of practices that are your religion, that you know keep you moving forward in a positive way. And the whole world evolves at all times, every person, every day. So your practices will evolve over time. You can't always do the same thing for the rest of your life and it will always be good. You have to continue to grow and evolve and adapt and change things as you grow and evolve and adapt and change. So that is spiritual leadership. Pop a comment in. I would love to hear what your thoughts are, and certainly reach out if you want to dig in deeper into spiritual leadership, how to hone your craft and bring more success into your life. Peace, love, and happiness always. Heather here.